Desperate people don't care what anyone thinks.
Not true.
It's true.
They don't care what anyone says. They will go where no one else will go. They won't let anything stop them. They'll do desperate stuff, desperate things. You see, emptiness is a prerequisite for desperation. Desperation is a condition that exists when a recognized need is present. If somebody got hurt here, somebody fell and broke their neck, I'd stop preaching. And you'd probably call somebody or something and try to get some help. Desperate, they'll stop everything. Things will go topsy-turvy. They'll say, well, stop, we got to help this person first. Pray, heal him, whatever it is takes. All of God's people are needy. All of God's people are needy. Doesn't matter where you come from or what's your background or who you are.
Amen.
All of God's people are needy. But few are willing to acknowledge that need. It's when we acknowledge, when the need is acknowledged, that the condition of desperation begins to be developed in us. You say, well, I'm okay. Can I pray for you? They say, no, I'm fine. You're not desperate enough. Well, what's going on with your life? Well, we're having some problems at home, but we're going to be okay. Okay, fine. I will see you next week. I'll see you later. Desperation only comes when there's a recognized need that is beyond our own ability to meet. You say, well, the economy is going down. I lost my job. I do this. That thing is happening, And besides, the doctor gave me some bad news. And on top of this, I go home. I get yelled at. Blah, blah, blah. You go on, all kinds of relationships failing. You can't handle it. Desperate, dangerously reckless, or violent as from urgency or despair. It also says, the dictionary, showing extreme courage, especially of actions courageously taken under the last resort. It shows extreme urgency or intensity, especially because of a great need or desire. Contrary to the way we view things, desperation isn't a bad thing. We have let the world define things for us, and by the world's definition, desperation is a condition to be avoided at all costs. They say, you don't want to be desperate. Whatever you do, don't get desperate. But I say, when it comes to God, by all means, get desperate. By all means, pray to Him without ceasing. God, I need this thing. I really need this back. I need peace in my life. I need whatever it is that you need. Go to Him. Be desperate about it. Don't tell Him, God, I'm fine. I know you have a lot of things to take care of. 6 billion people. All the universe is held in balance. I can't even begin to imagine how you do all this stuff. But, don't worry about me. I'm fine. No. Well, I need you. Be like Bartimaeus on the road who's yelling and shouting, David, son of God, Jesus, stop. The guy's like, shut up. Don't be so desperate, man. The other people have need. You could care less. He was a blind man, and he was desperate to get healed.
Amen.
There was a lot of blind men in that town, and you know who got healed? Bartimaeus got healed.
Amen.
Because he was desperate. He said, I don't care what you guys think. I don't care what you guys are going to say about me. I'm going to yell to Jesus, and I'm going to get his attention.
Amen.
Whatever I have to do, I'll do. He says, can you see where Jesus is? I can't see where Jesus is. I'm just going to shout. He can shout. He had his voice. Nobody was going to stop him. He was going to yell and shout and get Jesus' attention. And you know what? He went home healed that day.
Amen.
So if you're desperate, go before God in desperation. Many blessings and even the promises of God cannot be obtained apart from being desperate. You come to God and say, God, I need this. Like Hannah was praying. I look at the biblical characters. Every one of them, you can see, they reach that point of desperation. I wonder how Abraham felt as we read this morning when he goes out there and Isaac, only son, after praying for such a long time. God, I desperately need a ram out there. I desperately need a lamb out there. He didn't something, but he was willing to obey. Moses, how desperate he must have been. God, these 500,000 people, or 600,000, or more, million. I don't know. I want to get them across. I don't know what to do. I was never this leader. I haven't had this position, but come on, God. God takes them up the mountain. Teaches them. It would be according to the will of God this morning that every one of us would reach some measure of desperation.